What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another Dota 2 commentary. I am B-Ballin, and with me once again is Shred Kid from Reddit. What's up, dude?
Hey, how you doing, V-Ballin? Looks like we got the Razer MiniMadness tournament going on today.
Yep,
So this is, I believe, the last chance for these Asian Dota teams to compete before the international, so it should be a good, quick tournament.
yep. So, ready to unpause?
Yep.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, unpause. So, like Shred Kid just said, this is from the Razer Mini Madness tournament. 8 teams are participating all around from Asia. 6 of these 8 teams are participating in the international, including teams like DK, TongFu, who you see right on your screen. On the dire side, MUFC, eHome, and LGD are all participating as well. And these are all bracket matches in a best-of-3 series, and the finals will be a best-of-5 series. This is only for $500, but this gives Asian teams to play out a competitive matchup against potentially other international teams in a low ping environment. So, MUFC versus TongFu. TongFu's been in a little bit of a slide. MUFC has been performing rather average, to say the least, so both of the teams struggling a little bit, but hopefully they can turn these games around and lead to a really exciting series.
Absolutely, and something that I think as we approach the international, which is going to be incredibly important in these games, is the mind games going on in the pick stages and the ban stages and with strategies in general. Because nobody wants to give away information. If some team can put forward a strategy that it looks like they might do and then completely switch it up for the international, that's possible too. So prepare to see something that's either extremely standard, but maybe it's a mind game, or something completely out of the whack. We don't know yet, but I'm excited to look at the strategies of these two teams.
That's definitely the case, and mind games make all the difference. International 1, keep in mind, it was owned by Navi using pretty much the same heroes. AA, Viper, sort of Windrunner, Furion, just sort of the same heroes game after game, and they practice that strategy to perfection. And of course now the heroes are doubled, there are a lot more strategies, there are a lot more bans, there are a lot more quote-unquote imbalanced heroes, and more balanced heroes, but definitely strategies and mind games are going to make a crucial part of this tournament. But right now we're going to see a Beastmaster and Leshrac ban for the MUFC squad, followed by a Invoker and Shen ban by TongFu. Meanwhile, Naga is the third ban by MUFC. Do you think this information gives away anything?
Honestly, I would say the biggest thing that MUFC is going for is they don't want people to get picked off. Naga's really good at picking people off by starting fights, and just you can't avoid them. Beastmaster's great at picking people off, and I think there might have someone who needs to be in the front a little bit, or it could be, hey, they just don't like these heroes. On the other side, TongFu, this is fairly standard from Asian teams. You have the Chen Enchantress ban, nobody wants to go against them, and Invoker's just such a strong hero to begin with. It looks like we're going to see a Rubik first pick from MUFC. What do you think about that?
Well, Rubik is such a versatile hero, can solo lane, can help support a lane, can steal a ridiculously powerful ultimate in the late game. He can definitely fulfill many roles. And keep in mind, one of his most underrated abilities is that null field, so heroes like Sand King, heroes like Earthshaker, once they get that Blink Dagger ultimate, if Rubik is high enough leveled, their ultimates won't hurt nearly as much, especially if your team picks up a mechanism or a pipe to accompany with the Rubik Snowfield. Those ultimates will not hurt at all, they'll just tickle. So Rubik, if he gets a high enough level, will become a very important factor, but a nice Nature's Prophet pickup by TongFu, and we'll see if they decide to go for maybe a mid-solo hero like a Panda. Panda has been receiving a little less attention in the European scene, but still a very strong pickup in the Chinese scene.
Yeah, we may see a Panda. Something that's important to note, though, is with the Rubik first pick, you have to be extremely careful for the rest of your lineup of, you're always thinking, what spells is he going to steal? And if he can get that Panda split off, it's amazing. And we see he goes for Darkseer instead. It's pretty easy to hide Darkseer Vacuum, which is the biggest one, and also Darkseer Wall, which is, you know, the biggest spell that he's going to be stolen by Rubik. But we see basically just two top-tier heroes coming out, and both of these heroes, Nature's Prophet and Darkseer, are extremely flexible. Both are capable of jungle, both are capable of long lane, solo safe lane. So they didn't give away a whole lot of information, but they have split push, they have team fight. Right now, nothing really has been given away. And we see Queen of Pain and Brewmaster picking up immediately from MUFC in response.
So we're probably going to see perhaps a dual lane mid, but most like a Panda solo lane. Queen of Pain probably soloing the top lane, and maybe a tri-lane of Rubik on the bottom lane helping out. But right now it's way too early to tell. But they have a lot of mobility in the form of Panda getting the Blink Dagger, Queen of Pain blinking in. A lot of burst damage potential, but still it's going to be difficult to chase down the Darkseer. And whenever Panda ultimate is off cooldown, Nature's Prophet Darkseer can just push in, so MUFC is going to have to keep a lookout, and meanwhile Morphling is the response pickup by TongFu. So they're going for a lot of mobility, a lot more global nature, and it's going to be difficult to catch up to these heroes.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. it's really hard to nail down TongFu's heroes with the Surge coming out from Darkseer and Morphling's Waveform. We also see a ton of split push coming out from TongFu between Nature's Prophet and Morphling. It's so hard to control your lanes when those heroes are on the other team. And we see a Venomancer ban coming, followed up by a Lycan ban. So it looks like both teams are kind of scared of the push. Whereas on the other side for MUFC, we have just a huge team fight potential. So right now, it looks like a little bit of team fight versus split push, but we'll see how it develops.
Yeah, definitely is going to be a case. Meanwhile, MUFC thinking hard about their last ban. They're definitely taking this game very seriously. Like I said earlier, MUFC's been in a little bit of a struggle. Probably the most unknown team for Dota 2 newcomers that were headed into the International 2 just because they weren't showing up in many tournaments. But they performed reasonably well, and they decided to ban the Crystal Main. A nice ban, banning out some of the early game support, noticing that 3 of TongFu's heroes are extremely experience dependent, and they need some sort of experience independent heroes who don't need many items, and Crystal Main, of course, a very likely hero for that role. And meanwhile, what will TongFu decide to ban? They could ban a support themselves. Maybe they want to get rid of some more team fight. We'll see in this next upcoming ban. But what do you think MUFC should go for in order to solidify their team fight lineup?
I agree with what you said earlier. I think it's likely that they're going to go for an aggressive tri-lane. Oh, and we see an Enigma ban. Oh, and Lone Druid, there we go. That makes sense. So we finally have an attempt to break the tier 3 towers. Because when you're facing up against a split push like TongFu has, you need a way to quickly break tier 3 towers and break the base. And there, I thought that we might pick up a Shadow Shaman from TongFu. We may see an aggressive tri-lane, but I think it's more likely that we'll see Shadow Shaman supporting the Morphling and a solo Prophet or Darkseer. And we see MUFC going for a final pick. We might see a hard support. It might be likely that Rubik takes that role. We'll see.
Yeah, right now, 3 heroes on the MUFC squad need a lot of experience, and all these heroes definitely could benefit from a solo lane. Lone Druid, of course, one of the best solo lane carries. Brewmaster definitely benefits from the solo lane. You really want to get that ultimate off as many times as possible before it starts losing its effectiveness towards the mid to late stages of the game. Queen of Pain needs a ridiculous amount of experience, or else she'll become a pretty big liability. So it's going to be interesting to see how MUFC decides to lane this, and they might go for a tri-lane. Maybe they'll put Pen in the tri-lane. Most likely we're going to see Queen of Pain solo. Maybe we're going to see a dual lane of Lone Druid and Rubik. What do you think the lane should be?
We might see a Lone Druid solo mid, Queen of Pain solo top, and aggressive tri-lane. But I think it's likely that we'll see an aggressive tri-lane. Especially because I don't think dual lanes necessarily work with these carries, with these people, and I don't think that they're going to go for a jungler. Because if they go for a jungler, I think they're going to lose the lanes, and I think they know this. If you have a jungler against a Morphling, it just doesn't go well. We maybe see an SK. We might also see a Shadow Demon. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah,
but either way, they're taking their time. They're giving it a lot of thought.
Yeah, they're definitely thinking long and hard. And keep in mind, like you said earlier, this is a lot about the mind games. We don't want to give up too much of our information right off the bat. But still, we want to win, and we want to get some confidence before going into the extremely prestigious International 2 tournament because, you know, we're lacking in momentum. So it's a delicate balance whether to conceal your picks or whether to just go what you're strongest with and build that momentum going into the International 2. So it's going to be really interesting to see, but I think they're probably going to pick up a Shadow Demon, I think, in this last pickup just to solidify Disruption in combination. But hey, I could be completely wrong. Who knows? And they pick up the H-Apparition,
so... Okay, I think we are going to see 1-1-3, but we may see a 2-1-2. 2-1-2 with these heroes is very possible. They can do an Apparition Brewmaster lane, and Rubik can be laned with either of the other heroes, and the other one can solo. So there's a lot of flexibility going on in that lineup. They have a lot of different ways that they can lane it. It's hard to say. And on TongFu, it looks like we're going to have a 2-1-2 also. Maybe I've just been watching too much European Dota with junglers, but there's also a very small chance of having a Darkseer solo, Nature's Prophet solo, and then another tri-lane from Morphling, Shadow Shaman, and another support. We'll see. Again, very flexible heroes. But I think that their biggest issue is that they need to deal damage in team fights, because right now they're just going to get out-damaged in team fights, so they need some way to deal with that.
Yeah, and I actually really like this pick up an Ancient Apparition rather than a Shadow Demon. Ancient Apparition, if worse comes worse, if Nature's Prophet is just going to prove to be such a nuisance, if Morphling is going to split push, Ancient Apparition can just send that Ice Blast to the top lane, delay the push, prevent the regen. If Darkseer surges people away, as long as you're under the effects of the Shatter, then Ancient Apparition will be able to pick you off. So I like the Ancient Apparition pickup. Meanwhile, Sand King, a damage hero in his own right, but will we see in a tri-lane? I'm not a huge fan of Sand King in a tri-lane, to be quite honest, but he can definitely work in there. But most likely we're probably going to see one jungler and probably a Sand King Soul with Morphling Shadow Shaman on a safe lane.
I think that's the most likely that we'll also see. So I think that MUFC should have a slight laning advantage if they do try lane. If they 2-1-2, it should be more equal, but they'll get more experience up and have a stronger team fight going into mid-game. Either way, we'll see.
Yep, so we'll introduce the players and teams as both teams getting in position, jockeying for which person's going to pick which hero. So I'll introduce MUFC. So Ling is going to be playing the Rubik. Looks like Nick is going to be playing the Brewmaster. Let's see. Kabu is playing the Sand King. Or, sorry, that's TongFu. Ling is playing the Rubik. Nick is playing the Brewmaster. Net is playing the Ancient Apparition WWK. That might be TFG. I'm not too sure. Is playing the Queen of Pain. And Sharky's going to be playing that Laundry. And want to go over TongFu?
Absolutely. We're going to have the Captain Hao playing the Morphling. Kabu's on the Sand King. Awoke on his Darkseer. Moo's on his Prophet. And Sansheng on the Shadow Shaman. And it looks immediately they're moving out into top lane, and this looks like it can be a dual lane with Darkseer in the forest. I'm not entirely sure yet, but they're definitely moving to secure their jungle. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, we're seeing all the heroes, save for Queen of Pain, move out to secure their own jungle in bottom lane. Both teams are going to miss each other, but it looks like for the most part they're going to have control over their own jungles. And we see a pause coming out, standard for Asian Dota.
Yep, but keep in mind that they're both most likely playing on the Singapore server. They don't have too much delay, but pulling for Sansheng in the international. He's on my fantasy team, so hopefully he'll do pretty well. You made a fantasy team for yourself yet?
I'm a big fan of Sansheng. I think he's a great player.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're going to have a pretty quick resume coming out, so that's nice. Nothing too interesting from the starting items from anyone for the most part, but they're just going to go to work on that Nature's Prophet summon. Don't want to give them too much information, but now they will know that MUFC is controlling their bot lane.
Yep, Darkseer has a couple styles. Looks like he might be soloing the long lane. So Prophet's going to be soloing mid. Looks like there's going to be a trial and a Morphling Sand King and the Shadow Shaman up top. And like I said earlier, I'm not a huge fan of Trial and Sand King, especially against a Rubik pick. Just because by the time Sand King picks up his Blink Dart, by the time he picks up level 11, his Epicenter will lose a lot of his effectiveness, and Null Field will just be able to drain so much of that damage. And he won't be able to get the farm he needs in order to pick up that Blink Dart fast enough. And meanwhile, Shadow Shaman's going to get engaged. Here comes the Cold Feet. Shadow Shaman innate, or very, very slow base movement speed, and looks like he's going to get blocked a little bit by his Sand King. And here comes the Telekinesis. Looks like Panda cannot get in position. A couple of Ether Shocks going to delay the onslaught a little bit, but Shadow Shaman's so slow with that ridiculously slow base movement speed. A couple more attacks by Rubik. Can they pick off the Shadow Shaman? He's trying to desperately escape. One more hit, and looks like Shadow Shaman will just be able to escape. Already a close call for Sansheng on that top lane. And hopefully he won't give me too many heart attacks, or else my fantasy team will be in a little bit of trouble. But like I said earlier, I'm not a huge fan of Trial and Sand King.
I'll tell you what, B-Ballin, I thought he was going to throw him up onto the cliff. I really did.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been amazing, because then he's out of the game for a long time until they can upgrade that courier and send him a TP. But either way, it looks like we're going to have a tri-lane on tri-lane action here. I'm going to say that this actually favors the Morphling tri-lane, simply because they'll be able to, if Rubik or AA push up at all, they should be able to burst in. But actually, Sand King is going, and it looks like he's just pulling the creep wave for now, trying to get that EXP up, and you do really have that advantage when you're the safe lane, tri-lane. You will have more EXP because of the pull. Meanwhile, wow, we see MUFC going into position. They're diving Sansheng behind the tower. Panda's an apparition. Cold Feet goes down. Rubik picks him up. It looks like it's going to proc. Panda's Stomp goes on it, and that's going to be first blood. Furion TP's in. It doesn't look like he'll be able to pick up a kill, but they're throwing out some harass anyway. Rubik's caught out of position. Waveform in Sand Strike, and it looks like he'll go down too. So, revenge kill, but Furion has to come for it, and it's 1-for-1.
Yeah, and keep in mind, they did get the first blood, so they're going to be upgrading that courier. Meanwhile, Lone Druid's having a fine old time in that middle lane, picking off some treants left and right. Meanwhile, he sent the bear back to his base just to heal up a little bit, probably from that early harassment. The trees do quite well against the bear until the bear gets more HP, and then it just becomes so annoying for Furion to deal with the Scylla bear in the middle lane. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, Queen of Pain versus Darkseer. Queen of Pain should have a reasonable time, but Darkseer will be able to handle himself just fine, as long as he plays it conservatively and saves his search for the appropriate moments. He should be able to pick up his farm, and Darkseer is one of those heroes who will pick up his farm regardless of what position he gets himself into a game. He can jungle, he can just push a lane by himself, so Darkseer, a very, very versatile hero, and that's why he's the top pick.
Absolutely, he's so flexible. And right now, for the most part, it looks like MUFC should be winning their mid and bot lane. with the double damage essentially coming out from Sharky mid on his lone druid, he'll probably be able to out-CS the Nature's Prophet. And at bot lane, Queen of Pain should be able to out-CS the Dark. But, oh, top lane, no, looks like there isn't going to be a kill. But I was going to say the wild card's going to be on top lane with the Furion Prophet. We see Smoke Gang coming on mid with Kabu and Sansheng. Sharky's going to back up. It looks like he suspects. And yeah, the smoke is broken. Sansheng moves in just a little bit too close, and now he knows that they're waiting there.
That creep just being to be such an annoyance, it's going to stalk Sansheng to the ends of time. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, Darkseer was faring quite well Iron Shell, but the bot is going to be coming into Queen of Pain, so she'll be A-OK in the lane. Meanwhile, Darkseer has 700 gold. We'll see if he picks up a Ring of Health to go for a fast Vanguard. But right now, it looks like Lone Druid's receiving relative free farm. Meanwhile, Morphle is not having the same luxury on that top lane. So far, like you said, MUFC is proving to be very, very successful in their lanes thus far. And it's going to be up to Moo to provide some early ganks, because Nature's Prophet providing those 4v3 engagement gank just proves to be such a game changer in the early laning phase of the game. But right now, we can just check out the last hits and 9. Silver 15-3, Panda 12-4, and Queen of Pain 12-6. MUFC doing A-OK so far. Meanwhile, Morphling only 8-1, and Darkseer and Nature's Prophet respectively have 11 CS.
Absolutely, and we see some creep pull action going on right now.
Burrow strike, and here comes the thunderclap on the top lane. It looks like he gets...
comes out. Morphling goes in, waveform over the top, kill on Sansheng. Kabu's frozen, Hao's trying to kill AA. Looks like Furion's TPing in, we see SK goes down. And oh no, it looks like they're going to go for Panda. Will it be enough right click? He gets in the trees, cuts his way out, and it looks like he'll be okay. TP coming in, Furion's thrown back towards the tower. Will he freeze? He's going to go down to Rubik. And will Shadow Shaman go down again? It looks like he will. So MUFC is going to come out on top of that engage.
And keep in mind, Furion teleported in. He got a little bit of a assist goal, but he's just leaving his Lone Druid to farm all the while in the middle lane. And keep in mind that MUFC did come out on top in the engagement. I think they were up, and looks like Darkseer gets picked off on the bottom lane with the help of the bottle. The bottle is full, so Queen of Pain doing really, really successfully. So MUFC showing that they deserve this invite to the National 2 thus far, but keep in mind, there's still a long way to go, and still a lot of game left to be played. And if Morphin can pick up his farm, which Hao knows, that we know Hao can do in these situations, then TongFu can get themselves back in the game. But right now, TongFu looks a little bit on the back foot, and now you see the problem of Charlie and Sand King level 2. He's getting some nice burrow strikes, getting 2 or 3 heroes every single time. Looks like there might be engagement over in the creep pool camp. No, Rubik just gonna poke his head out threateningly and just draw the creep. And looks like Morphin gonna get pushed back by the Panda on that top lane. So top lane is completely lost by the TongFu squad. So maybe they should focus a little bit more attention on that middle lane towards that Lone Druid.
Absolutely. At this point, for the most part, top lane's a walk. They tried to smoke gank him before, but it was unsuccessful. Maybe if they tried it one more time, but we see Sharky's controlling his creep so well. He's always in a safe position. It's going to be fairly difficult to gank him. But the thing is, we kind of knew that this was going to happen based off of the laning stage. We knew that MUFC would have a very strong laning stage. However, once the mid game kicks in, it's going to be really hard for them to get kills on a lot of heroes from TongFu. So right now, MUFC has an advantage, but we'll see how that translates into the mid game. We'll see if they can get enough items up, a fast dagger up on Panda, and it looks like he might be straight rushing it, but he might be getting mana bits too. I'm not sure yet. Either way, we'll see how it plays out.
Well, TongFu, they also have to keep in mind that in order to hold off the mid-game assault from MUFC, they need some levels on their Sand King and on their Shadow Shaman. Right now, they have nothing on them thus far. Shadow Shaman only level 2, Sand King level 3, and just creeping thus far, being the complete definition of ward bitch. And the jungle looks like he might be transitioning. No, he's just going to be placing ward. But it's going to be difficult to hold off that mid-game assault unless you get a ridiculously farmed Prophet, just because your supports are so underleveled. And it's really going to come down to the Prophet and Darkseer to hold the fort in that mid-game. And Darkseer is definitely one of those heroes who can do it by himself. Should have come down to that, but thus far, the support's not getting enough levels. Meanwhile, AA picking up levels rapidly. Level 4. Panda looks like he's level 4 as well. But right now, nice creep pulling by TongFu, going to help even up the experience advantage. And looks like Rubik is going to roam towards middle lane, maybe harass Hao a little bit, or Moo.
Doesn't even look like he can, though. Just Sharky's controlling his lane so well, and he almost has his Midas up. I'm pretty sure he's going for it. He's got the Gloves of Haste up on the bear and almost 1,400 gold. On bot, this is really important to note. WWK has a regen rune, which means that this bot lane is now over for Darkseer. He can harass him as much as he wants, and then he can do it again. So at this point, he's going to have complete free farm just because of this regen rune. So this lane just got heavily in favor of WWE.
Oh, engaging on the top lane, and nice burrow strike catching 2 heroes up, and here comes the teleport in by the Fear, but nice telekinesis by Rubik, gonna throw move back before he can teleport back in, and here comes the Queen of Bed, but she's gonna get shackled up, and Kofi gonna stun all the while. Meanwhile, Claps being thrown down left and right. TongFu on a nice recovery, picking off 3 kills for the price of 1, only losing Shashan. Meanwhile, they were able to pick up Panda, Queen of Pain, and Rubik. Meanwhile, only H.% Lone Druid, and the only small consolation in that assault is that Lone Druid is farming. He has his minus. He's going to be farming very quickly, but it looks like TongFu in position to get a push going. They have a lot of creeps, but unfortunately, the tower still had quite healthy HP, and MUFC is respawning, but a nice engagement by TongFu.
Oh, absolutely. That was exactly what they needed. They needed to win one major fight and get the kills in their going in their favor so that they can finally get some levels up, and they did. It's exactly what needed to happen. Now, if they can make it happen again, then they can start taking towers off of it. That's when their advantage is really going to kick in, if they can manage to make it happen one more time. But obviously, MUFC knows this, and they're going to try the hardest to just hold on for a little bit longer and try to win all the engages for at least a little bit more.
Yep, looks like bottom lane's going to be pressured a little bit. Can Queen of Pain defend? She's just going to walk in, throw down the Scream of Pain, and probably just blink that out. Here comes a vacuum. Darkseer doing a lot of prep, and looks like Prophet getting in position to bait out the blink. Can Queen of Pain escape? Just going to bottle up all the while, going to cast another Scream of Pain. Will there be a teleport in? Looks like Shadow Strike doing a lot of damage to the Darkseer. And meanwhile, Brewmaster picked up a kill on the top lane while Queen of Pain is just running around in circles. She's going on back on the offensive, picks off the Darkseer with one more Scream of Pain. And looks like Moo is going to have to back off because Shadow Strike is going to be cooling down very rapidly. So MUFC making a little bit of recovery, picking up 2 kills. Meanwhile, Morphling be rest. Picked up the Ring of Quill with the Magic Wand and the bottle, so gonna have a lot of regen to work with, but so far has not made any item progression towards his big items.
No, not at all. And I don't know if you kept your camera on bot lane for the entirety of that engagement, but that was some incredibly high skill coming out from WWK. Just very smart, knowing that he cannot blink, and he was taking so much damage because he knows that if he blinks, he dies. And he ended up getting a solo kill off of it because Darkseer was too aggressive, and Darkseer, his eyes got really big looking at that low HP Queen of Pain, but in the end, he got outplayed. So very high skill play coming out from Flop.
It's like you read my mind, man. I turned away to the top lane for just an instant, and then I see WWK blink back in, get a kill, and I'm just like, oh my god. Hopefully it doesn't show up. But way to call me out. I know you have my back, dude. Thanks a lot.
Oh, no. If there's 2 things going on the map at once, I know you're going to be watching one of them. I'll try to watch the other, so.
Nah, you got my back. Anyway, looks like Sand King is picked up level 6 before the Panda, if I am to be... Yeah, Sand King picked up level 6 before the Panda. Meanwhile, it looks like Ancient Apparition managed to pick off Nature's Prophet, and Darkseer going to be harassed. And Darkseer is going to try suicide towards the neutrals. Awoke, one more hit, and Queen of Pain picks up another kill. WWK playing masterfully on that bottom lane. Ever since that little bit of a slip-off getting shackled by the roster, but looks like there's engagement on the top lane. Burrow Strike catching him multiple arrows once again. Waveform in, looks like Brewmaster picks off Sand King. Looks like Link takes the fall to How, the Morphling. MUFC trading a couple of heroes, but looks like Morphling on a killing spree. Primal Split being casted, but Morphling has a lot of mana. Gonna be a little bit of a waste of that Primal Split unless they can get engagement. Morphling gonna just be morphing. Ice Blast not catching, so Morphling will be able to regen up. And Panda Ultimate will be down, but Lone Druid on that middle lane pushing the tower, not giving any sorts of fuck. And he's just gonna be continuously pressuring Prophet anytime he wants a TP into gank. Lone Druid is just gonna provide a little bit more damage to that tower.
Oh yeah, absolutely. About that Primal Split, while he wasn't able to do anything offensive off of it, the reason why he popped it was because How had waveform up in about 2 seconds, and he had the mana for it, and they knew this. So if he casts a Primal Split and Morphling waveforms in, he's going to die immediately after. And it was a defensive Primal Split to save the Apparition so that Morphling didn't get a kill on him. Wasn't meant for offense at all. Just let's save our support. Let's try to not get even more farm on the Morphling.
I see. It looks like there might be engagement on the top lane. Here comes Sansheng along with Kabu. Can they get initiation off? No, they cannot. But it's really surprising that TongFu is not paying any attention to this Silver. He's getting 72 CS, farming ridiculously well. As the Mice has 1800 gold in the bank, he's going to become out of control very rapidly. Looks like there's engagement on the top lane. Kabu going to get Cold feeded, one more hit, he does get stunned. One more hit by Nick, the Brewmaster picks off the kill. So MUFC looking in solid positioning right now, and keep in mind, Awoka is not performing too well, having a ridiculously difficult time against Queen of Pain, 0-3 on that bomb lane, and he's going to have to farm up by himself for a bit in order to get his Vanguard, Soul Ring, Arcane Boots, whatever he wants to go for before he starts becoming a true factor.
Yep, absolutely. And we haven't seen any items coming up from WWK yet, but I'm wondering what she's going to go for, whether it's going to be the standard Necrobook first, maybe she'll get the, BKB first, maybe she'll get the Aghanim Scepter. Either way, I'm very interested to see what's going to come out from her, because she has so many levels and so much farm for this point in the game that she's going to be a huge factor going into the mid-game.
Yep, you can see, despite only one tower taken for both teams, you can see that MUFC already has a 4k gold advantage, not just from the kills, but a lot of it is from the farm. Lone Druid's just farming uninterrupted. Meanwhile, Hao is not having the same luxury on that top lane. Has finished the treads finally.
Kill coming out on mid. We have WWK popping the dust. It looks like he's going to follow up with one more blink. He's got ult and scream available. Loses the mana for ult, but he's just going to pick him off with auto attacks. Oh no, but there's a nice one. Treat inside the tower. Going to blink away. Kabu blinks, Burrow strikes the right, but is he going to die? It looks like he will. Yes, he will. He's going to go down to the Shadow Strike.
Oh no, I missed the last tick. I thought Shadow Strike would not time out. I thought he Burrow Strike just in the midst. And looks like Panda Pixel is Link Dyer, so MUFC looking very, very strong. Meanwhile, Lone Druid's going to be closing in towards that relic. Only 1k left, and he's going to be able to minus up a little bit more. Looks like there might be engagement on the bottom lane, and Ancient Apparition picks up another kill. Wrath of Nature doing a lot of damage. Ancient Apparition going to get picked off in return. Morphling's dominating, so some nice job by Hao. Looks like Rubik stole the waveform using Morphling skill against him. Can he escape a little bit more move speed, and Prophet can catch up, but no, Rubik's going to be able to escape. Panda going to blink in back for just a little bit of safety measures. And still, Hao is downing, and if he picks up his farm, he'll be a very, very dangerous threat. But right now, what TongFu has to worry about is that Lone Druid just farming very, very close. Going to be finishing that relic very soon. Might get probably 17-minute radiance, 18-minute radiance, ridiculously fast radiance.
It's going to be up there soon. I don't know the exact minute, but it's a fast minute. It's a low
yeah,
minute.
It's going to be up pretty fast.
He hasn't been touched this entire game. And he's got Midas, so... looks like top lane's finally gonna go down. Oh no, but the Panda Initiation AO coming out. Moo's going to get gone on. He'll go down immediately. Scream of Pain coming out from the Queen. Looks like Morphling whipping in over the top. No, that's Rubik. Cyclone sending Morphling up into the air, and he's going to go down. So it looks like a 2 for none, but we use all the ults coming out from MUFC.
Yeah, just the range of initiation from MUFC proving to be a thorn in TongFu's side.
Queen of Pain going on the Kabu, but it looks like Kabu's going to Burrow Strike back. We have another blink and another scream from Queen. There's one. He's gonna another dust, and he's gonna go down. WWK picking up an unstoppable streak.
WWK playing very, very strong at this point in the game, and the range of initiation by MUFC is proving to be really, really difficult for TongFu to deal with. Whenever TongFu has a lot of momentum going into that tower, Morphling has a dominating streak. Ice Blast flies in, here comes a Panda, here comes the Queen of Pain, a lot of mobility to work with. Looks like Awoke is going to surge away from the Ice Blast, but Lone Druid will be able to pick up this tower unless there's reinforcements to that bottom lane. And what level is the Shadow Shaman? I need to figure that out. Level 6, so if they can get the wards.
He's got the wards up if they feel like pushing.
Yeah, but can they push? I don't know. They picked up the tower, so that's something.
While they're trying to go into a smoke gank onto this Lone Druid bot, I think they realize that they have to do something about him. Their last one was unsuccessful, but I think they know that he's going to go towards the forest, so we'll see if they'll be able to pick him off or not.
Yep, looks like Sharky might be in a little bit of trouble. 104 and 12 last hits and knives, ridiculously farmed. Might get 150 CS by the 20-minute mark. Dang, that would be something else. And Relic is flying in already, so it might be a little bit too late, but still... I always say the most difficult part of that Radiance is just finishing that last 1300 gold. Looks like Pink might be in a little bit of trouble. Morphling going to take a lot of it from the Panda, but just going to morph out and going to be able to escape fine. Going to take a little bit more harassment, and looks like he's going to pick up the Ogre Club, so just going to rush that BKB like you mentioned. What do you think of this choice?
Queen of Pain going mid. We see Apparitional coming out. Queen of Pain, is he going to get him in time? Is he going to shatter? Where did he TP to?
TP to the base.
He TP'd very close to base. I think he's going to die to this. Yeah. Oh, nope, it wears off just in time. I think one more tick on the Shadow Strike would have put him over, but... Wow, that was close.
Yeah, looks like Moo is sweating in his boots just a little bit, but here comes the push on the top lane. Lone Druid has the Relic. So it's going to be pretty difficult to stop this push. Panda ultimate is not up, which is something... What's the cooldown? 25 seconds, so it won't be up for this next team fight. And this might be an opening that TongFu needs. Here comes Darks are going to just initiate. Wave forward coming in as well. Vacuum sucking everybody in. Here comes Ward shackling. Sharky going to do a lot of damage to that Lone Druid. Looks like Moo picks off Rubik in the beginning of that fight. And Lone Druid is just going to teleport out. Entangle's being popped left and right. And unfortunately, they could not pick off the Lone Druid. Oh, what an unfortunate turn of events for TongFu. Devoted a lot of resources. And all they got was a Rubik. Really, really unfortunate turn of events for TongFu.
Well, at least they were able to force the Syllabare back. I mean, at this point, if you're not going to kill him, at least push him back to base, make him TP, slow him down for another minute.
Yeah, and they defend
every
their
second
tower.
that Radiance isn't up is a victory for TongFu. And by the way, B-Ballin, I got a question. In the Asian scene, do Rubiks like to steal the Strength Morph from Morphling and use it? I'm not sure. I know they do it in the European scene a lot.
I don't think so, but Rubik's going to get Ice Blast and he won't be regenning. Or sorry, Morphling's going to get Ice Blast and that means he can't morph because he won't be regenning. And looks like Burrow Strike coming in from the Sand King. And the Surge going to save Morphling's life for now. Looks like Kaboo might be in a little bit of trouble. Can they pick off anybody? Here comes the Bowler Toss. Kaboo and the Cold Feet. Looks like he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Going to Burrow Strike out. Will he get frozen? No, he will not. A couple more hits from the Panda. He's just going to time out, but here comes the Fade Bolt. And no, I don't honestly think that the Rubik steal the Strength Morph.
Okay, I was just wondering because he hasn't done it yet. Nope, that's an illusion. Nice try, boys, but not going to happen.
The troll illusion. You know what's weird? In Dota 1, you could tell that if it's a replicate or not just by the minimap icon, but you can't really tell that in Dota 2.
Now, someone told me that if you turn on player names, you can tell. But, I don't know. I haven't figured it out for myself yet. But yeah, it's actually a buff for Morphling that you can't tell immediately anymore. And a nice deny coming out mid lane for WWK. But either way, map control's map control. They got that middle tower down.
And
it looks like she's going for either Linken's or Hex. I think probably Hex, but I'm not sure. You really do need a Hex if you want to kill the Morphling.
Bomb Tower follows as well, and the Reigns is going to be on its way. So Bear is just going to become very, very annoying to deal with. Right now, I think the Southeast Asians like to rush Linken's more, but I think just because the success WWK has been having, now it being threatened by any sorts of magical damage, I think she'll rush Hex as well in this situation, just because she's doing so very well. I mean, look at her score. 7-1-2. And here comes the initiation on Morphling, just going to wave out. How cannot get any room to farm whatsoever, but it's still impressive. He's been able to farm up a little bit in the midst of all that. Has 81 CS, which is respectable. It's not the best, but it's respectable. And considering how much pressure he's been under, it's definitely admirable to say the least.
Oh, absolutely. I think that he's done quite well with the amount of pressure he's been under. They've been going straight for him. But it looks like we might see a smoke gang coming out from actually MUFC this time. We see Apparition has one in his stat. I think they're going to try to smoke gank and take top tower because that top tower has protected Morphling for so long. If they can get rid of it, it's become so much easier to gank him because the TP support can't come. And we see it looks like they already actually are smoke ganked right now. Going through the forest, will they run into Darks here is the question. I think they will. Oh, no, they're not going to run down. They're going to run for the left. I think they really want the Morphling. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna get picked off. SK's kind of leading the way. Oh no, poor SK. But he is gonna get Burrow Strike thrown up into the air. Fade bolted, wave formed, frozen, AA ulted. Oh my god, that's a lot of
Talk
stuff.
about overkill.
May have been a little bit overkill. Sonic wave maybe not necessary, but either way, dead is dead.
This is true. And Sand King, like I said earlier, just not having a good time, especially in the trial, was not able to pick up a level 11. And looks like there might be initiation on Sharky, but he's just too fast. Rasta too slow. Got entangled as well. Here comes Fearon. Can they get the Adaptive Strike to get him out of there? It looks like the Adaptive Strike and the Shackle will be able to pick off Sharky. So nicely done by TongFu. Moo picks up the kill. And will they get a push on the bottom tower? No, they're a little bit too far. But still killing that bear. Definitely, and keeping him down for the 40 more seconds. That's the most important factor. So let's see if Moo can farm.
And it looks like Morphling's BKB is up at this point. We'll be able to start fighting without fear of getting, thrown in the air or Apparition ulted or whatever. He's going to become a much bigger factor in team fights. And I really like the BKB first choice, seeing as their team lacks damage. I mean, a huge source of their damage is going to be the SK ult. But SK's 1-8, and I don't think he's landed a single epicenter yet. And it looks like top tower is finally going to go down. MUFC freeing up that part of the map to start ganking more aggressively.
Panda, meanwhile, is approaching to that level 11, where his ultimate just becomes really, really annoying to deal with. Not that it's not annoying to deal with already, but just becomes so much more powerful. And he picks up that level 1, so Primal Split will be able to do a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain, she finished the Hex. So now might be a nice timing for MUFC to go on the offensive to push down a couple towers with the Hex up on the Queen of Pain, with the level 11 ultimate, and the Radiance up on the Bear. It's going to be pretty difficult to stop this push, especially without any initiation by the TongFu squad. Sand King just proving to be not very effective in this game, unfortunately for him. Has another smoke to see. They're going to smoke up. Can they get initiation? Looks like Hao is going to be going to take the fall. So unfortunate that they're not going to have this Morphling in the team fight, and I don't know if they should even bother defending this tower, but they're going to do their best.
Yeah, it looks like they'll try, but hey, that's what Hex does against the Morphling. If you can Hex him before he starts that Strength Morph, before he gets any spells off, he just becomes like every other hero. Turns out he's actually mortal. Who would have known? But yeah, we have a bunch of big items coming up. We have Mech's going to be up soon. We have almost Aghanim Scepter on Pan. They got a lot of items up, and now is when there'll be the strongest time to push. And I think that they might actually go for the tier 3.
Yeah, they still have all their ultimates. Panda ultimate, Sonic Wave, Ice Blast will be cooling down very, very soon. Rubik can steal whatever he wants, so TongFu's going to place very, very close to him. Morphling will be respawning. No, they're going to teleport back and defend their other lanes. May get some more map control, then go for the Roshan before pushing in. Looks like Bear picks up a Coco Defiance. Nice pickup, going to give some tankability. And in conjunction with that Null Field, it's going to be really, 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 really difficult to kill this Bear. So it's going to... He's going to be a juggernaut soon enough, and he's going to be impossible to stop. You know, Queen of Pain has 1k Golden Bank. Will she pick up an Aghanims? Yeah, level 16, and we'll see what she decides to go for. Meanwhile, Darkseer hiding in the shadow. Can he set up any sort of wall initiation? No, middle tower is going to be under threat, and I don't know if TongFu can even defend this. But they're going to try.
They will try. They have the Fury on TPing, and he is their mech carrier, so they'll have that for the team fight at least. But with that Bear on the tower, wow. But we see Awoke surging in. There's a vacuum wall. Aeol flying out. Hex coming out. Shackle looks like, oh, Rubik goes down immediately. Kabu's taking a ton of damage. Instant buyback from Rubik. SK goes down. And wow, BKB Morphling is doing a ton of work. It looks like Apparition's going to go down. But oh no, did the Panda go down? No, that was just an illusion. So we have Darkseer down, SK down, and oh no, Queen of Pain coming off. Brewmaster's unstoppable. Triple kill coming out. Muse on the run. Sancheng's on the run. We see Hex coming out, but oh no, that Bear is absolutely going to get an entangle. Mu looks like he's going to TP out, and oh no, Sancheng cannot escape from that. Ultra kill from the Brewmaster.
Nick is going to just screenshot that and post it on his Facebook later, because that was an impressive team fight. And it looked a little bit with the wall set up with the Sand King getting the Burrow Strike. It looked like it could have worked out okay for TongFu, but unfortunately they did not have the damage. Panda ultimate proved to be too strong, and Morphling with just a BKB, he was doing work, but it's not enough.
See, they have no answer really for him at this point, but Hex coming out on Kabu, there's no chance. Wicked sick for Queen of Pain.
Oh man, TongFu just crumbling under the pressure. And fortunately for them, the Panda ultimate is on cooldown, and looks like the MUFC squad is trying to regain their mana. But right now, looks
Roshan looks to be their next target, I think.
Yeah, MUFC
they're gonna get this.
Yeah, they're gonna pick up this tier 2 tower.
And then I think Roshan should be free at this point in the game. I don't really think he could be contested at all.
Meanwhile, the gold graph is jumping up extremely quickly. Climbs up to over 10k within a couple minutes, and this tower is going to fall for free. A teleport in. Can they get any defense going? No. And looks like Ling just going to stick around. Burrow Strike not hitting anything. Looks like Rubik stole the Sandstorm. Kabu going to get cold feeded, fade bolted. Here comes another wall of replica. Panda is going to blink back in. Can they kill Woke? Woke is going to be the first one to fall. Shackle going to go down on WWK, and looks like Sancheng might be the next one to fall as well. Morphling picked off Ancient Apparition in the midst of all that. Sand King takes the fall. And here comes Queen of Pain. They're going to do a lot of damage, but it looks like Hao pops the BKB. Can he kill the Queen of Pain? Yes, picks up a ridiculous amount of gold. And that wicked 6 streak. TongFu playing this fight admirably with the Panda ultimate down, and looks like Ling is going to take the fall. No, he's going to escape for now. No, he's trapped between a rock and a Morphling. Never a position you want to be in. He's going to steal the Morph. And that's it. But Bear's still alive, and Bear's going to do work. And
looks like this fight should be over, though. I don't really think any of these heroes can kill the other, and Morphling's just going to run away.
Yeah, still, nice fight taken by TongFu, but keep in mind, Panda ultimate was on cooldown, and I think Queen of Pain ultimate was on cooldown for most of that engagement as well. So once Panda ultimate is up, it's going to be very, very difficult to stop the next team fight. And yep, Panda ultimate will be up, and he has an Aghanim Scepter, so that ultimate will last 26 seconds?
I think, yeah. Either way, we see Mu picking off the courier for the second time this game, and now he's going on MUFC. He forces the ultimate. This is some very high individual play coming out from him. Wow, he's killed the courier twice in a row now, and he just forced a Panda's ultimate, meaning that this Panda's ultimate is going to be down for the next team fight probably. This is going to have a huge effect on the game, because it means that the next fight that they're going to take, they'll have just as big an advantage as the last one, with the Panda's ult being down. And it looks like we're going to see a Roshan attempt coming up from TongFu. I don't know if it's even going to be contested. It's almost down. Wards are used. And this should be a free Roshan for the Morphling. And Hao is getting big. He got a triple kill in that last fight, one of which was on the Queen of Pain. And now he's going to have the Aegis of the Immortal. All of a sudden, his farm is going to be skyrocketing up. This is exactly what they needed for a comeback to happen.
Yeah, all the places are getting set in stone. BKB Morphling, he's going to start building some big items, has 2k gold in the bank. He might just go for straight up Manta style, but the old school Chinese build was Bottle BKB Scotty, so maybe we'll see that in action.
Bottle BKB Scotty is what it used to be. I think Manta style will give him more damage at this point in the game, and he's not having trouble dying. It's not an issue for him at this point, so I think that Manta might be a better choice. But traditions are traditions, so we might see the Scotty instead. I'm not sure. And we have a Blink Dagger up on Rubik, which is going to be very important. We now basically have 3 initiators from MUFC. The Blink into Hex from Quap, the Blink Rubik, and the Blink Panda.
Necrobook is picked up on the Queen of Pain. Ancient Apparition picks up the gem as well. So it looks like MUFC, they want the next team fight to win and just pick off a Rex because they know how it's just becoming increasingly more difficult to deal with. Bear has a pipe for himself. How close is he to that AC? No, he's going to go for Vlad's instead, just to give him some lifesteal and give his Bear a little bit more armor. Queen of Pain with the Necrobook, like I said earlier. And Ancient Apparition has the mech, the gem. So all of the pieces are in place for MUFC to mount and push, but with an Aegis up on Hao, it's going to be pretty difficult to stop him. But if they can pick off everybody else, then they can still win the team fight. And right now, keep in mind, MUFC still has a lot of gold. That is going to be
the easiest part of them. Morphling might not die, but everyone else will. Yep. And I think Morphling realized this, which is why he spent his money. Because a lot of times we might want to see a Morphling hold his buyback even with the Aegis. But he figures, hey, I'm not going to die. I don't need a buyback. I need to deal damage so that my team doesn't die. I can kill them before they kill my team. And it looks like maybe an engage might go out on Mu. Smoke. Oh, no. He gets hexed. He's going to go down immediately. He has no chance of coming out from that.
And no buyback. He had an Aghanim Scepter and the mechanism, but no money for buyback. And Panda Ultimate is up along with the Queen of Pain Sonic Wave. And with Mu on the death counter for the next 45 seconds, it's going to be pretty difficult to stop this push, but still, an Aegis Morphling can work wonders. What did he spend? Yep, Ultimate, we're going to go for that Manta style. Not going to pick it up very, very soon. But here comes initiated by Rubik. Ice Blast coming in as well, going to kill Awoke right off the bat. Awoke takes the fall, godlike by Nick, and looks like Hao's going to wave in. Epicenter being channel, going to try to pick off AA. Yes, they're going to be able to do that, but here comes Sonic Wave. Hao is going to take the fall as well. No, he's morphing everything to strength. Incredibly difficult to kill him. Looks like he'll be able to escape for now. Hex coming in. Hao is going to die, maybe? Yes, he's going to finally die. Aegis is going to expire. Looks like Sancheng is going to take the fall as well. And Morphling, can he wave out of there? Yes, he will, but still, the rest of his team died, and that's exactly what MUFC was looking for, and they killed the Aegis, so it's going to be difficult to stop this push, to say the least, but Mu's revived, as well as Sancheng, and Morphling's coming in with a vengeance. They're going to kill the bear. The tower is still alive. Looks like the tower is going to take the fall, but MUFC is going to retreat now that more reinforcements are coming in for TongFu. So TongFu did an admirable job defending that, and how? He's getting more and more powerful, but still, it's pretty difficult to stop this relentless MUFC Ultimate teamfight push.
Absolutely. I think this was the first time that Epicenter was a big part of a team fight. It did a ton of damage to Apparition, and I think it did a ton of damage to Rubik as well, if I recall correctly. But either way, they actually got the damage that they needed out of it, and they were able to repel it basically 3v5, well, with a buyback. But it looks like they're going to try to smoke gank, maybe bait the Morphling and try to smoke gank bot lane. And if they can get a kill off of this, maybe they can even get some towers. So, possible turnaround coming out. Just they lose a fight, they take a tower. I like this kind of back and forth game.
Yep, it definitely means a lot of swings of momentum. You never really know who's going to win. And even though MUFC is doubling up TongFu in terms of kills, you never really want to count against a Darkseer Morphling Furion combination in the late game. And I think it's definitely in MUFC's favor, but they can't really afford to slip up unless they have a lot of buyback. And let's see if Sancheng and Kabu can get any sort of jump off. It looks like Net is going to be able to escape for now, and TongFu could not make anything happen with that Smoker Deceit. Meanwhile, Kunipane going to pick up a Necrobook level 2, going to add extra damage to that push, and Antistyle is going to be complete very, very soon on Morphling. Meanwhile, Darkseer looks like he's going to build towards an eventual Aghanim Scepter. Pretty interesting purchase these days, but it's going to be very, very powerful in these clusterfuck team fights. As here comes Initiation, looks like Sansheng is going to take the immediate fall. Is there going to be any more losses? Pan Ultimate has been used. If they can only lose one hero for the price of Pan Ultimate, it'll be well worth it for MUFC. Looks like Hex going to go on the Darkseer. Cyclone being casted as well. Awoke is going to take the fall as well. Morphling Waveform, stolen by Rip, going to pick up the kill. And looks like Kabu is just waiting in the shadows, trying to teleport out. But with 2 heroes down and the Darkseer down, more importantly, along with the wall, I don't think they can defend their Srax.
Absolutely. I think this Rax is it's a thing in the past. But you have to remember, you're playing against a Furion, you're playing against a Morphling. These heroes can split push like no other. And, of course, this is TongFu. It's a Chinese team. Hey, one Rax down, play like normal. And with a Furion, it's almost as if like no Rax is down with his ult coming out. So, yeah, the Rax is going to fall, but this is by no means GG. And if Morphling can get maybe another item up, I think that TongFu maybe can start to equal things out, and if he gets another item up, they'll even have an advantage. So I think they're just going to try to play it safe and try to get some stuff up on Morphling.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Nick's ridiculous ultimates doing so much damage in these team fights, I think TongFu might be coming out ahead. And as the game goes longer and longer, I mean, Pen is level 16 now, and his ultimate's going to last 26 seconds now, and it's going to be ridiculously hard to kill the Pandas. But as the game goes longer and longer, Panda ultimate will lose its effectiveness. Meanwhile, heroes like Xiaoshang with the Hex naturally built in still will be relevant. Sand King won't be doing as much, but he hasn't been doing as much in these team fights anyway. Meanwhile, heroes like Darkseer, Nature's Prophet, and Morphling will only get stronger as well as another pause comes in. So still, MUFC, they are in a definitive lead, but they still cannot let up any ounce of pressure.
No, like I said, by no means is this game over. I think right now what MUFC's major game plan is to try to push top tower while Lot pushes in. If they can get the split push out and maybe get just one hero out of position trying to deal with bot lane, while they can push into top with the bear, while they have this strong items up on the bear, I think that this is their best course of action. And if you do look at the bear, he has a Hyperstone. I don't know if you mentioned it. He almost has his Assault Cuirass. He needs 1,300 more gold for that. I think they're going to finish the Assault and then try to end the game off that.
Okay, Bear's total gold earned almost 20,000 in 34 minutes.
Oh my god. That's a lot of gold.
That is a lot of gold indeed. Meanwhile, Panda has 11, 1 and 10. Queen of Pain 10, 2 and 11. Morphling 8, 3 and 6, so he's been doing quite well. Darkseer, unfortunately, not having an impact in this game like you'd hope. 0 and 7. And meanwhile, support Xiaoshan being pressured down quite heavily. Looks like 100 has 269 CS, but still, CS, gold per minute, they're factors. They're important factors, but they're not the game-deciding factors, like we mentioned earlier, because the heroes of TongFu just scale very, very nicely in the late game. As looks like the pause is going to be ending very, very soon. Is Necro 3 picked up by the Queen of Pain? No, it does not look like...
I think she still got on Necro.
Yep. That has the Necro True recipe in there, so she's going to have that very,
no, it's the Necro 3, yeah, because one's on the stash and one's on the bird.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Bear, 900 gold, and then you'll have the AC. So, gonna give that minus armor to the towers, as well as buffing up his teammates. And in conjunction with that Vlad's, he's gonna be dealing a ridiculous amount of damage. But, let's see, how is farming? 2 ultimate orbs, so he's gonna go for the Scotty.
Okay, Scotty it is. Scotty it is.
Gotta keep it old school. I respect that. And it's gonna give him a lot of survivability.
It's a way to stay relevant early and then deal damage fast after.
Yeah. Morphling Waveform, very strong early game, and Scotty, one of the best lines for Morphling in the late game, just because it gives you so many stats to work with. But here comes the pressure by MUFC. Pan ultimate is up, and he has the Shiva's guard. So, man, that's going to be a lot of burst damage. It's going to be very, very difficult for the TongFu squad to survive. Just as Panda alone, and in conjunction with the Syllabear and the Necro 3 and the Sonic Wave by the Queen of Pain. I don't know. It's going to be very, very tough, to say the least.
I don't think they have any buybacks up.
Who, TongFu?
TongFu has no buybacks. If they die, they're dead.
I like this choice, though, because they know they need to get as many items as they can, because MUFC has strong team fight regardless. And if they buy back, I mean,
if they buy back and then it's, you know, maybe a 3v5 situation, it's like, okay, whatever. They're still, we'll just kill you again.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Might as well get as powerful as possible, because the next time team fight means the game regardless. Either you delay the game for a little bit longer and maybe have a chance to come back, or you lose the game anyway. And even if you have buyback, you're probably going to lose the game anyway, because you won't be able to build up to that next big item. So
check this out. We got a Maelstrom up on Furion. And he's just, at this point, he's trying to split push and delay the push with his Aghanim Scepter, Wrath of Nature. Like, right now, he's just pushing bot. He's been doing Ancients, goes back to push bot. He's trying so hard to keep MUFC out of his base, and everybody knows what this feels like, playing against a Furion who's just pushing your other lanes while you're trying to break a base. MUFC is trying, not quite desperately, but trying fairly hard to get into this base, but with Wrath of Nature and AA ult coming out, it's going to be so hard.
Yep. Unfortunately, the AA ultimate did whiff, so that was a chance will have the advantage for a little bit longer. Meanwhile, Roshan still about 30 seconds away, maybe a minute away from respawning, so it looks like MUFC is just going to back off, going to take the safe Roshan, as Rubik is going to scout out like a ward on that cliff. But meanwhile, AA has the drums. He's pretty tough to kill, and he's always in the back. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain, let's see what item she decides to go for next, now that she's finished in Necro 3. Maybe an Aghanim's, maybe a Lincoln's, who knows? Maybe BKB. I don't know at this point.
At this point, I feel like she could even go for DPS. Because right now, for all they have for DPS is really that Bear's right click. They got her DPS up as well. Now there are 2 targets that they have to go for, both of which are very hard to kill. I don't know. Really, any item that she goes is going to be great simply because she has so many items.
Meanwhile, just looking on that Scotty watch, Morphling does have enough money to buy it, but looks like he might start saving for back, and that's probably a good call in this situation, just because if he dies, no, he's just going to buy it.
He's the important buyback. If he gets initiated on and dies, the game just ends if he doesn't have buyback. Anyone else isn't quite as important.
Yep, but he's going to pick up the Scotty anyway, so even without the Aegis, he's just going to...
Life on the edge.
Yeah, going to play a bit...
you just got to buy the big items.
Yeah, got to respect that. And looks like the Roshan is respawning, and MUFC will be able to take this quite easily, but the bear will be alive. Yes, he's just going to be returned. So, bear will be up, and they're going to kill this Aegis, going to give it to Lone Druid, and man, with the AC Midas Radiance, that bear is going to do so much entangling. People will just be stuck in place left and right, as Queen of Pain picks up the Aegis to the Immortal.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this would actually be better on the Queen of Pain, because Silver is practically impossible to kill at this point. But with the Aegis up on Queen of Pain, she can be so aggressive going for the support, she can just not care and blink into the back of everybody. It lets her deal so much more damage. I really like this choice.
Meanwhile, the chokehold is about to be applied. Here comes MUFC. Can they get the high ground assault? Wrath of Nature pushing everybody back, but that's the cue for the pipe to be popped. Glyph being popped as well. The Separate Ward's being dropped. And here comes a vacuum sucking in the bear, and that's it. And looks like they might just wait out the wall, which would be the correct move, because nobody wants to fight against that wall. And it looks like TongFu, they're going to be in a difficult situation.
And they got the wall, and they got the wards. I don't know how they're going to defend this tier 3 tower with all those 3 key abilities down.
TongFu is showing a little bit of a slip in composure.
I think they just panicked when the bear got on their tower and said, oh no, throw everything at it, and hey, just backed up.
Yep, wall is down. Ward's still going to do a little bit of damage, minuscule damage. Here comes another vacuum. Will they get any initiation? Pipe being popped on the TongFu squad, and looks like they're going to try to focus on the bear. Kofi being dropped on the Morphling. Here comes Kabu. Kabu might be the first one to fall. Vacuum being sucked in. Sonic Wave killing massive amount of people. Queen of Pain picking up triple kills. MUFC Panda Nick picks up a beyond godlike streak. GG's called by TongFu. Wow, what an assault, and it just came to that last momentary lapse of judgment. Not that MUFC didn't have a solid lead already, but that sealed the deal.
Oh, absolutely. If I had to pick a player for this game to be ballin', it would be WWK's Queen of Pain. She showed some really high individual skill, got some great solo kills off, and all in all, her domination of bot lane freed her up and gave her big items to go dominate other parts of the map. So I think that this game was a lot of it her success.
No doubt, no doubt. And I think Panda played really, really strong. Had a couple of slips when he used his ultimate in weird situation. But I think what really hurt the Dire squad was just Queen of Pain dominating Darkseer so hard. You can see Darkseer level 14, or 0, 8, and 4. Not that that means too much, but the fact that Darkseer could not get too many big items could not help out his morphing when he needed him most. But still, really nicely played by MUFC, showing a lot of composure and bringing down one of the top teams in the International 2, or one of the favorites at least, or one of the teams expected to make a huge impact in TongFu. But this is a best of 3 series. We'll be back very, very shortly with more Razer MiniMadness tournament matches. I'm B-Ballin. This has been ShredKid. You don't have a YouTube, right? But you have a stream.
I don't have a YouTube. I do have a stream, which I do casts on. I'm going to get a YouTube up soon. But my stream's at twitch.tv/ShredKid.
Yep, Shred_Kid, so follow him there. But thank you all for watching as usual, and have a fantastic day.